Cursor did a great job writing most of the code until one task didn't quite hit up to the mark. So instead of just fixing it, I decided to teach my developer how to do it better next time. It's basically developer. I have created one developer which is Cursor is using. So let's see how you can create that custom developer for your project and ask Cursor to behave like that developer. Let's jump into it. So here you can see if in my this uh, uh, Cursor window, there are a couple of files I created here. These are all I called custom roles. How you can create these custom roles, or maybe you can create any custom instructions for the cursor. So how you can create, you can just create this directory structure dot cursor and commands. Under that you can create .md files. How you can access those md files, you can just navigate here inside the chat, and inside the chat you can just tag this, and here you can see developer, right? Okay, so let's deep dive what is my developer load is currently looks like. Okay, I just saying you are a developer working on this project, which is this, and these are your responsibilities. So once you onboard a project, you got some responsibility. This is what I am giving this role, these responsibilities, and then I am saying these are your approaches that you need to follow. Think of a cursor as your core worker, so you need to tell cursor these are your approaches, how you can behave, right? Then what is the tech stack I'm telling, and how you need to follow the practices for that tech stack, and these are the code standard you need to follow, right? And these are the best practices that I am following for this project. You need to make sure if anything's come up, you need to follow these things. These are, you can say, my learnings or my projects, this specific to this project learnings that I am asking cursor to follow if any task came like that, right? And then this is the communication style within you and me, or anyone is talking to you. Okay, so yeah, so this is the custom developer role I have created. You can create this custom developer role and share along with your team. You can push that to the git that's already pushed, and your team is going to access this. And whenever your team is going to ask cursor to implement things by tagging this developer, you will get consistent result, consistent style, consistent coding standards, because you have teach your cursor how to behave, right? So yeah, so let's jump into this, how you can get the things done, and then how you can customize more, customize it. For example, uh, I ask cursor to do one task. Here you see, if you let me just switch back to some other so that you have proper, yes, you have this view now. So let me share some chat history what I was doing. So I asked cursor to implement some small task here. So let me show you that task. What was that task actually? So yes, in this, let me just grab that task quickly. 11:14 basically. This is the task that I was asking customer to implement. What is it about? I have some Asana service which was using some global credentials. Now I wanted to use those credentials from the data. I want customer to pick those credentials from the database using this service, get user credentials method, and use those credentials while fetching the task from this method. Okay, so then what cursor did is, it did actually great job. It created a, let me just open this method here, maybe is this service. Yes, how it did actually, how it was doing. Yes, earlier it was just getting the these tokens from the Asana, from the config file, which is .env, and we were using this this existence directly, right? And now what it did is it just created a reusable function. And what is this reusable function is all about is getting credentials from the database and creating an instance and returning that. And that reusable function is being used everywhere, you see here. So but there is a catch here, right? There is that approach is good, but I don't like it. Why? Because as per this scope of the service, I want to reuse this instance. I don't want to create again and again this instance. Why? One problem is I'm going to, if any request came in, the user ID is going to be same as per my business logic. It's not gonna change. In the request params, we have the user ID, and that user ID is going to be reused. So, okay, so as per criteria, if a Sana service once created, it will use the same user ID. If it is going to same user ID, then why I need to get same thing? I need to get same thing from the database again and again. For example, I have to call fetch a task, and it's if you see here the how it's structured, it's first fetching the task, and after fetching the task, getting the task activities as well. So while fetching the task activities, if there are 10 tasks and it has like multiple activities, and it is going to go and get data from the database 10 times to fetch same credentials. So yeah, what I need is I'm going to refactor this thing so that we don't have to go back to the database to fetch same thing in within, you can say, seconds, to fetch same thing again and again from the database, right? That's not a good approach. So again, what I did is I asked cursor like, uh, don't you think this is not a good approach? We need to do this. So it come up with the some different options. I switched back to basically ask mode. If you see here, I was asking this question in ask mode. Actually, I know I'm agent mode, but I was asking this in ask mode. I was asking like, okay, what options you have? It said we will do this in this way. So I like that approach basically. What is this approach is saying? It is saying what we can do is we can go with the same approach. We will have our scoped instance, and in this method we will see if scoped instance exists, we will use it. Otherwise we will we are not gonna reuse it. This is how it's saying, right? And I like that approach. I don't have to go back to the database like 100 times. I need one credential for the user ID, which is not gonna change in that particular request context. So I just can reuse these credentials again and again. This is what it's doing, right? This is the magic part. I can ask cursor to go ahead and implement this change, but no, I want to make sure next time similar kind of tasks if came in, I don't have to ask cursor again to refactor this thing in this way. It automatically needs to implement this in this way that we are discussing. So what I did is I asked cursor, let's update this developer role. Again, I was in ask mode. It said okay. Sorry. Yeah, so then I asked cursor to let's update my developer role so that it should not make such mistake or make such code again. See, this is what as a developer I do on daily basis. When I learn something, next time I have that something in my memory. And while implementing similar kind of things, I don't make such mistakes. This is what you guys also do. Every developer do and upgrade itself in this way. So that's what I am trying to upgrade my developer. I'm saying it's time to upgrade my developer role. Like, who is my developer? My co-working peer, which is cursor now. So I am going to upgrade this roles with these instructions, right? These are the instructions. Once it will be fed inside the cursor, it won't make such mistakes again. What it's doing is feeding that pattern here. If there is anything that comes in, you don't need to go to the database unnecessarily. just try to make some reusable or some small caching mechanism. This is a small caching mechanism, right? Okay, so it gave me a great suggestion. Now it's time to ask cursor to implement this developer role. This like upgrade my developer role. So I just switch back to shader mode. I'm going to ask cursor to integrate those you can say skills inside my developer. So these are the new skills I am teaching my developer role now. So this is how you can embed new skills inside your custom roles. See what benefit we are going to get. Okay, if I go back there, so these are the teachings are there. Okay, now I don't go and ask cursor to refactor these two files. What I will do is I will just ignore those changes. Okay, but I will accept this change. This change is there, which cursor's new teaching. Now I want to reuse this cursor role again and want to see if cursor can implement my phase properly, which so let's test this now. It's time to test the AI now. Yeah, let's implement phase 14 from this. So let's see now if cursor is able to follow those practices or no. It should ideally be able to implement in the similar kind of pattern. I don't have to go and ask cursor to refactor in such a way. This is what the benefit of documenting and teaching cursor your role about your project. You can get benefit of this. You can just anyone, like if for example you have 4 team members who are working on this project and using this developer role, anyone can teach something to your developer role, and other developers get benefit of it when they pull and try to use this developer role. So one is teaching, others can automatically learn, right? So yeah. So let's see, it's time to review. Ta-da. Mhm. Uh, okay, see here, it is actually working like that. It just cached at my instance now, and it's not going back and forth into the database directly. It's first checking if instance is available, return that, otherwise create a new instance and cache it, right? So that's what I wanted to do. So again, let's recap this now. What we learned here. First, how to create a custom command, right? This is how you can create custom commands. You can create under commands folder here, any files with .md extension. After that, you can create your custom roles. For example, this developer role I created, and I am using everywhere that developer role to implement new task or functionality, so that my cursor knows how to implement in my way, not its own ways, right? That's what you can push to your team, so that your team should use that developer role and you get consistent result. And then how you can upgrade that developer role. Anyone or any member of your team see like there is an issue that cursor is not able to implement properly, or there are some practices that cursor is not following, you can simply teach those skills or those practices and embed those practices or upgrade into this developer role and get things in your way, instead of in cursor's way. You are getting things from cursor in your ways, what you want to achieve. Yes. So yeah, that's the power of using these custom commands that I wanted to highlight here. Thank you for watching this video. I will keep sharing these sort of tips and tricks with you guys. Keep uh, let's subscribe my channel and keep following me for new updates. Thank you so much. Bye bye.